male YA lead, and my partner over there is the female YA lead, Ami Patel. And if you don't know me, then I may be better known as the dad from last year's play. Yeah, right. Let's go, Dad. Okay. So, I'm very fortunate to be part of such a wonderful and dynamic YA community. And I was trying to think of an introduction for this cultural program, but I couldn't quite think of anything until I heard from one of our sisters at the YA workshop. So one of our sisters beautifully described the difference between belief and faith. So belief is essentially what it is based on historical experience. So based on our experiences, we understand that Swami is God, right? But faith is acting with full knowledge of that belief and with confidence that he will indeed take care. So most of us who are on this path know that that's not necessarily the easiest thing to do in all situations, to follow this path of faith. So this year's cultural program is a film, and it features the stories of two individuals, Raj and Mia. So without further ado, I introduce this year's cultural program, Choices, the stories of Raj and Mia.
I'm standing here, staring, blank and confused, eyes darting from path to path to path to path. The only thing I can focus on is the rising and falling of my breath as it quickens to a racing pace, at this point sounding no different than a stampede of elephants. Every time it finally calms down and I lift my foot to take a step on a path, it gets caught in a web of what-ifs. By the time I wrestle my foot out of the web, I'm back where I started, standing here, staring, blank and confused. Our lives are full of choices, decisions, divergent paths. Maybe it's choosing a career, choosing someone to love, choosing family, or choosing a new way of life, or simply choosing to be here. You definitely did. God did not make us very decisive. I guess that was a decision he made himself. How do we make choices, especially ones that are not so black and white? How do they impact our lives? How do we make the right choice? And how do we handle the consequences that come after?
Raj, what are you doing? Don't you have a biology test tomorrow?
Well, I studied for my biology test. I read all the chapters that are necessary twice. Now I'm reading these 2 chapters for my English homework.
You have studied all your chapters twice?
Yes.
Okay. If I have a blood clot in my left leg, can you tell me the path that it will take to circulatory system?
Left leg. Blood clot? My circulatory.
Come on, Raj. You should know this. Look, Raj, I understand you have English homework, but the reality is that you can afford to leave some points there. On the other hand, biology is much more important for your career.
My career? What does that even mean?
You know what I mean. Don't you want a nice car and a nice house? Just look at the statistics. On average, the medical profession is getting a best pay. And here is the New York Times article that I told you about. There will be a global shortage for doctors in next 20 years. And you will never be afraid to get a job.
Well, I don't want to be a doctor. What about that don't you understand?
Raj, that's enough now. You need to focus. Tomorrow you have a test.
All right, class, we're done for today. But remember, for next class, read chapter 20, and I promise you guys, I will have your papers in hand for Friday. See you guys tomorrow. Hey Raj, can you hang back for a second?
Sure, Mr. George.
So I had a chance to read your Lord of the Fly essay, and I'd say you did an exceptional job. And I'm really proud of you. You really took that moment to think about what was going on in the story and really understand and digest the themes. And I was wondering if have you had a chance to think about maybe doing a summer writing program?
Yeah, but I have a lot of homework. And I do enjoy writing, but my dad wants me to take 3 AP Sciences. The coursework for that is a lot. He's really, really fixated on me being a doctor, and I don't think I have time to pursue writing. He just doesn't understand me.
You know, I totally understand. I mean, parents want the best for their kids. It's coming from a place of love. But Oxford has this exceptional program, and I think you'd be a perfect candidate for it. I'm gonna just give you the flyer. Are you sure? If you want, I could talk to your dad about it. I mean, parent-teacher conference is coming up, and I can try and push him towards it, let him see the value of this program and how it can really help you.
I mean, that would be great. It really would.
All right, well, for now, just take the flyer, and I'll give him one when I see him.
Thank you.
Come on in.
Hope we can make this really quick. I'm running late for work.
Well, I'll try to make this as quick as possible.
So, judging from his transcript, Raj seems to be doing well in his class. But he has mentioned that he has gotten quite a bit of homework on a daily basis. Have you ever considered reducing the homework for students that are more inclined with science and math?
Are you saying that Raj is inclined to science and math?
I'm just saying that. If it were possible, I'd like him to spend more time on studying subjects that are relevant to his future. Raj is studying to become a physician.
Is that what he wants?
Mr. George, Raj is too young to know what he wants. Just like any other youngster, he has complained about his science classes that he has taken so far. But he doesn't know how great his life will be once he gets his medical degree.
Mr. Shaw, you know as well as I do that the path to becoming a physician is a long and hard one. If Raj doesn't like his science classes now, what convinces you that he'll be able to stick with this path to becoming a doctor?
What a reasonable alternative. Do you want me to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to the college in the hopes that he become a writer?
You know, Mr. Shaw, if you can bear with me for just a minute. I've been teaching at this school for the last 12 years, and I've taught thousands of students. But once in a blue moon, us teachers, we come across a shining star. A student with insight and ability that is far beyond their age. Mr. Shaw, Raj is that shining star. His writing and thinking reflect a level of maturity that I haven't seen before in a student his age. I'm not saying he needs to be a writer. What I'm saying is his talents need to be nurtured. If we just give him a little bit of freedom and support to pursue his interests, I think we'll all be surprised how brightly he'll shine. Now, I have no clue with what certainty what his path is going to be. But with his God-given talent, hard work, and good nature, Raj will be successful in whatever he pursues. We just have to support him.
Mr. George, I came to this country 20 years ago with not even $100 in my pocket. I didn't know anyone here, and I took a dishwashing job to start my career. I worked without sparing any free time for 20 years to make a basic living for my family. Look, I don't want Raj to struggle like I did. I want the best for him.
You know, Mr. Shaw, my dad, he's a doctor. And when we were little, we saw him dedicate all his time to studying and then his patients. And I saw that medicine is not necessarily the path for everyone. But believe it or not, life was a struggle for us because we didn't see our father that much. I know nobody cares more about Raj than you do, but it's my humble suggestion that we just support Raj so that he can pursue his interests. Now, I really don't want to keep you any longer. I know you have to get back to work, but there's just one thing. Here's his recent paper. I don't know if you've had a chance to read it, but this is what sparked this conversation. Has Raj mentioned to you about the Oxford Writing Camp?
Oxford Writing?
Yes, Oxford Summer Writing Program. It's a prestigious program that's offered to a select number of students around the country. I think this program would be a great opportunity for Raj, and he should really consider it. Here's the flyer. Please, when you get a chance, take a look at it.
Okay, I will look into it. Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming in.
So at the end of the day, Swami says that truth has no fear, while untruth shivers at every shadow. I think this means that we should always have the confidence to adhere to truth, even if untruth seems more convenient.
Truth has no fear. Okay. Does anybody else believe that?
Yeah, right. Sometimes I feel with my hopes for the future, I'm not really honest with myself. My teacher recently showed me this really cool program that I think could lead me to a future in writing. But my dad insists that I have to do a medical field, a medical profession, and I don't know if I can tell him I don't want to do that. Because every time I open a textbook for science, I feel like I'm banging my head against a wall. I don't know how to be honest with him that this isn't what I want to do with my life.
Sairam, you know, all of us came to this center and we call ourselves as Sai devotees. One of the questions I always ask myself, whether I trust Swami enough to be his devotee.
When's the last time you talked to your dad about this?
Well, we had a conversation some time ago, but it wasn't really a conversation. It was more him just telling me I needed to be a doctor.
And have you ever tried to pray to Swami about this?
So many times I say Brahmar Pranam, even though that doesn't really help. I say Sai Gayatris, all the prayers I can think of, and it hasn't really helped. It doesn't give me the strength that I want, the strength to just tell him that writing is what I want to do and that I need to follow what my passions are, not what his passions are.
For example, I always worry about my kids and their future. When things don't work in the way I want it, I sometimes lack faith that Swami will take care of it.
All right. So let me get this straight. You basically prayed for strength to part with your dad?
Yes.
Okay, let's all take a deep breath. Let's try to forget about everything we just discussed. Let's all close our eyes. Try to remember the earliest memory that you guys have. You're probably 4 or 5 years old. What was the happiest memory of that time? Where were you? Who were you with? What were you doing?
Sairam, brother, I had the same thought recently. Let me share a story that inspired me.
Jevin, what do you remember?
Going down a slide with my brother at the local park.
Okay. Navi, what about you?
Playing tag with my cousin.
Yeah, there's freeze tag, TV tag. Now it's all about the geotags these days on Instagram. Raj, what about you?
Chocolate? Lots of chocolate.
Yeah.
There was once a devotee who had served for many years as an administrator in the ashram. And his only prayer was that he needed to die in Puttaparthi.
I mean, everybody has at least a few happy memories in their childhood. And when we think about who they were with, right? Jevin had his brother, Navi had his cousins, Raj had his chocolates. But who were the people that enabled us to have these opportunities and have these happy events in our life?
Our parents.
Yeah, our parents, right?
One day, this man met with a fatal car accident in the middle of nowhere. And his son, who was Swami's personal assistant at the time, was so angry at Swami. And when he approached Swami and asked why he let this happen, Swami said, "The body is nothing. I gave him my feet. He has reached my feet."
And you know, parents love to tell you they came into this country with only $3 and half a roti in their pockets. And it could be true, it could be not true, but the most important thing is that they've given us so much sacrifice to help us be happy and encourage us to do good in our lives. And I think that Swami loves to say that the biggest responsibility as kids is to give happiness to our parents. Now, we're gonna have disagreements, right? We're gonna have disagreements with our parents. But I think the way we handle those disagreements is where we have to be careful.
Swami said, "The body is nothing. He reached me. I gave him my feet. You know why? Because he served me."
You know, Swami says that we have every right to fulfill our needs, provided that we take care of the needs of our parents. He also says that it's sheer selfishness to basically work for our own satisfaction and cause our parents grief. So I think that it's very important that when we do have these disagreements, always keep in back of the mind that, Swami is also in them. And Raj, so how would you apply these Swami's teachings in your own situation?
I think I need to try more actively to see Swami and my dad and really understand that he just wants what's best for me. And he wants me to go down a good path that'll help me succeed in life.
See, brothers and sisters, when we pray, we think we're asking for the highest of objects. But in reality, God wants to bless us with more than we can imagine. We can't begin to comprehend how much He loves us. Let us put faith in that. Let us put faith in Him.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. It is 3 o'clock, guys, so I do have to give my pitch to the harmonium player for bhajans. So let's wrap it up. Let's say 1 Om and 3 Shantis.
We will end with 1 Om and 3 Shantis. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Hey Raj, can I talk to you for a moment?
Sure, Dad, but can I say something first?
Sure.
For a long time now, I know you've been asking me to pursue a career in medicine. And I know where you're coming from. You only want what's best for me, but I can't do that. I can't do a career that I don't love. It's going to be my life. I need to do something I can immerse myself in. I can love with all my heart.
All right. What are you interested in?
Writing in English comes so easily to me. I love it so much, and I would love to take a creative writing class to see where I can go with this.
My only dream for you is to lead a happy life. I never wanted to force you. I still don't think you should totally give up medicine just yet, but I do understand where you're coming from. You see, I met your teacher today. He showed me your writings. You are really, really talented. Maybe this summer you can try out a summer writing camp?
Wow. Really? Seriously?
Yes, really.
But, Dad, what's with this sudden change?
Well, I think this is Swami doing. It just turned out that I had a meeting with our English teacher in the same week that we had a study circle on really trusting Swami in His word and His protective hand. I think it is just His way of telling me that you have got His blessing and that I need to have faith in Him and He will fully take care of you like He takes care of all His children. I got your back, Raj, but I need a promise from you.
Sure.
I need a promise, whatever you do, you give 100% and stay involved in Swami activities wherever you are.
Easy. Deal.
Good.
So, Dad, I could do a lot of stuff with, my writing skills. I could be a journalist, a private investigator, a screenwriter, maybe even write the next Harry Potter.
Hold on, J.K. Rowling. Let's make it to bhajan first.
Lambodara Jaya Gauri Sutta Lambodara Jaya Gauri Sutta Narayana 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 Satya Narayana Narayana Satya Narayana Narayana Jai Sadgurudeva.
Sairam everyone. Sairam. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Today's session concludes our Sai Center activities for the year. We'll be closed during the duration of the holiday break. With Swami's grace, we'll continue our center activities in the new year. Have a blessed time with your families. Jai Sairam.
Sairam.
ईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि.
Sairam, Mia, I want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year in advance.
Sairam, Sahana, same to you. By the way, you know the service activity you did last week in the nursing home singing carols? Mm-hmm. I loved it. I mean, it was so great. You could see the joy in everyone's faces. It was awesome.
Oh yeah, we do this service activity every year, and everyone really seems to like it.
Every year? I'm excited about it.
Wow, Mia, it is really awesome to know that you are super interested into all our center activities. And it seems like you're really more keen into service activities.
Well, I like all activities, but the service activities, I feel connected to that. My heart just expands when I think of service activities and doing them. You know how Swami says, service to man is service to God? I truly believe that.
Even the SSC kids don't even understand that, and you've just joined the Sai Center, and they've been learning that on years on end. It's really Swami's blessing. Also, by the way, are you going somewhere for the holidays? Are you visiting family?
Yes, Sahana, I'm actually visiting my parents. I haven't seen them in a while, and my grandmother also lives with them.
That's great.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Did you tell them about the Sai Center? You must be super excited to tell them. You did tell them about the Sai Center, right?
Well, no, it's complicated. But you know what? I'm just gonna leave it up to Swami, and he'll take care of it.
Well, why don't we grab a cup of cocoa at the coffee shop? Our last time together before the New Year.
Definitely. Let's go.
Mia, can you pass me the potatoes, please?
Oh, I don't need.
Yeah, salad. Ever since your mom caught wind of my heart issues, all she wants me to eat is salad every day, and it's just boring.
This is good for you. Remember, the doctor said that if he has a strict diet, he's more likely to be back on course.
May get back on course. May. I would love to enjoy my food. Besides, it's not gonna make a difference.
Dad, why did you tell me you had a heart problem? You know there's some great doctors in the city. I could find you one.
Mia, you do know that your dad has been seeing the same doctor for, I don't know, what has it been, 20 years now? And soon, your dad will have to take care of that guy.
Mia, don't worry about it. All I have to do is eat right and exercise, and I'll be back on track.
True. And Swami will take care of the rest.
I'm sorry, Mia. Who?
Nothing, Mom. Nothing.
Mia, what's going on? Who's Swami?
So I have something to tell you guys. About 5 months ago, one of my friends took me to a place called the Sai Center. And it's a place where you do devotional songs, singing, and prayers.
Wait a second. Prayers, Mia? Prayers to who?
Prayers to God. I mean, all gods. I mean, all forms of God.
Oh no, Mia.
Dad, it's not what you think. It's a place of community of love and service. They do service projects and study circles.
Study circle? Mia, what are you studying at this study circle?
We're studying Swami's literature. I mean, Satyasai Sai Baba's literature. I mean, he's a spiritual guru. He's God. I've been meaning to tell you guys. Oh. Mom, please, don't be mad. You know, it's not what you think. God is just a part of it. It's not everything.
Everything? He's nothing. Well, Mia, what have we told you about God? There is no God. God does not exist.
He does. I mean, she does. I mean, we're all God.
Do you hear yourself? Mia, you sound crazy. You sound crazy. What are you saying?
Mom, I know it's a lot to process, but I really believe it. Swami's God. He's everything. He loves me. He loves all of us. You know, when you go to him, he'll take care of everything.
Mia! God does not exist. There is no God. You understand me when I say that. God is not real. If God were real, would your grandfather, my father, have died in that tragic car accident? And maybe this makes sense to you. Well, there's no God, and you know why? Because your father then wouldn't have this terrible heart condition. God? Mia, I did not, I repeat, I did not send you to the city, an educated young lady like yourself, to come waltzing back into my home and lecture me about this absurd, crazy nonsense, God, whatnot, in your circles. What? There's no God. Understand that.
Mom, try to understand. I can make you see the same about Swami. I would love you to.
Stop it. That's enough. I've heard enough from you. I can't believe I entertained it this long. Mia, listen to me. Either you can, you know what, you could do one of two things, as far as I'm concerned. You know, you could go ahead and believe in your God and Swami and whatever you're praying to. You'll find out it's a waste of your time, but, and you could think about if you want to choose that, or you want to choose us, your family, and come back to reality. But the choice is yours. You decide.
Swami, I knew this day would be so hard, and I kept pushing it away. In phone calls to Mom and Dad, I never once talked about you, because I was scared. I was scared on how they would react, what position they would put me in, and what would I have to do next. You know, Mom never believed in God, and Dad just followed along. She thought all her suffering was because there's no God. I understand, though. I understand Grandpa had cancer, and he was suffering anyway. And the car accident was just a quick way of getting back with you. I don't understand Dad's heart condition yet, but you know, I will. I get Swami. I get it, Swami. Why can't they? Why can't they love you like I love you? What do I do? Help me.
Grandma?
Oh, Mia.
Grandma, I don't know what to do.
Oh, sweet Mia. I remember when you were a little girl, you used to cry just like this because of something your mom said. And I would quietly come into the room to console you. Do you remember? what would happen then? Everything would be okay.
You know, I've seen her upset. But she's never given me an ultimatum like this before. I'm so confused. Am I a terrible daughter? Am I a terrible devotee? Am I a terrible person?
No, Mia. Why do you think that? You're definitely not.
You know, I wasn't even planning on bringing this up. And it just came out. I didn't think she would react this way. I don't know what to do. I'm so confused.
Mia, can I ask you a question? What is God to you?
Well, Grandma, that's easy. Everything is God. Your sweet smile that can melt a rock, that's God. A mother's tenderness to her baby, that's God. This Swami in this picture is God. You know, the one that looks after us all the time, that's God. God is love. God is love. That's what Swami taught us.
So that means all you have to do is just love?
What do you mean?
Oh, Mia, I've been around for a while now. I mean, my gray hair and wrinkles, that's not hiding anything. But if you say God is love and love is God, that means all you have to do is just love. Wouldn't you agree?
Grandma, I mean, you're a wise old woman, but I have no clue what you're talking about.
Mia, I can see those bags under your eyes.
It's a long plane ride. I didn't get much sleep.
No. I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about the ones from 5 months ago, when you didn't even tell Mom and Dad about all of this. The ones that came from nights of crying. The ones of feeling very lonely and lost in this fast city life. The ones that came from feeling that your life is slipping away. Mia, I'm your grandmom. You can't hide anything from me.
Am I?
But then what happened? You found love. You found love in the form of God or Swami or the Sai Center.
Yeah.
And when you found that love, you shared that love. And when you shared that love just grew. What I'm trying to say is that it's not important what you call love. You want to call it Swami, sure. You want to call it God or Sai Center, that is also fine. What is important is that you keep loving. Have that unshakable faith that everything will be okay. And spread that love around to those who really need it.
So, those who really need it. Are you talking about Mom and Dad, right?
See, I knew you would get there eventually.
So, I need to love Mom and Dad. Well, that's easy. I love them.
I know.
I've always loved them, and that's why this is so hard for me. I just don't understand one thing. Why don't they believe in God? Why does Mom get so upset about this?
Mia, your mom, she did believe in God.
Really?
Yeah.
And then what happened?
Oh, it's such a long story. Where do I even start? The town that we lived in before coming to the US, that town was always ravaged by hurricanes and natural disasters. As a little girl, that's all your mom saw.
Wow. I had no idea. That just sounds so devastating.
And then things got a little better. She got married and then she came here and she lived a peaceful life.
And then when you came along, it became an even happier family. But then, one day, she got a call, only finding out that her father, a very spiritually devout person himself, he had died in a car accident. That really broke her, Mia. I have healed since then, but sadly, she hasn't. Mia, it was not just that one instance. It was so many of these small things that kept piling on her little by little until she finally asked the question of why this pain? Why me? And sadly, the only thing that she could think of, or the only answer that she got, was that God doesn't exist.
Poor Mom.
But your mom was blessed in her own way. She had your dad with her all through this. He was her emotional rock. I mean, your dad, he's such a loving and caring and kind husband to her. He knew what she really needed at that time. He just supported her and decided to follow through. Well, years rolled by, and then again.
Yeah, and then she heard about his heart condition.
Yes, Mia. Can you imagine what she must be going through?
I don't even know what she's going through. You know, and all the emotions that she must be going through just when I started talking about God and Sai Center. You know, I should have known better.
Mia.
Should have known.
It's okay. You didn't know the whole story.
I knew she didn't believe in God. I shouldn't have brought it up. It just came out. And I thought eventually she would come around, you know? I don't know what I should do, Grandma. I don't know.
Mia, I think your mom just assumed that if we didn't mention God at all in this house, you would eventually follow through. But to find out today that you believe so strongly in God, that was a whole plot twist in her life today.
I mean, I love Mom. You know, she's been there for me, thick and thin. She's my best friend. You know, when I couldn't tell her that about Sai Center, that ate at me. I wanted to tell her. Grandma, what do you think I should do? Should I stop believing in Swami? Is that even possible?
No, Mia, you shouldn't do that.
Then I'm lost. I don't know what to do.
Mia, you said that God is love and love is God, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you call that God. Call it Swami or Sai Center. Why do you really want to put a label on it? All you have to do is love. Keep following Swami's teachings, and then everything will eventually fall into place the way it's supposed to. Anyways, hasn't Swami himself said to go beyond his name and form?
Yes, he did. Wait, what? Grandma, how did you?
It's been a while since we had another Sai devotee in this house.
think back to a time when you had to make a choice, with the weight of decision bearing down on your shoulders, hands trembling and shaking, and sweat slowly making its way down from the crown of your head. We become so paralyzed with fear every time we need to make a choice. Not so much because of the choice itself, but rather for what comes after. What silly humans we are, though, because can we ever perfectly foresee the consequences of our decisions? Are we truly in control of the outcome? Call it Allah, Buddha, Jesus, Krishna, Rama, God, Swami, love. There is some divine force that rests above us, within us, and around us. A divine force that is truly in charge. Then what about us? What are we in charge of? Is it simply enough to make a choice and surrender the rest? Well, let's see. You chose to give up your seat on a crowded train so that an old lady can rest her legs. You chose to pick up the phone when your classmate called crying, because although he was a bully, in that moment all he needed was a friend to talk to. You chose to say sorry even though it was hard and you didn't know if you would be forgiven, because you believed in putting love above pride. The reality is that we make decisions all the time. And every single time, what matters less is the outcome, and what matters more is the why. What was our intent? What was our motive? The next time you make a decision, find your why. And when it's hard to find that why, then just ask yourself, what would Swami do? Then you won't shy away from the harder path. You won't be afraid of difficult consequences because you'll know that your heart is guiding you. And your heart will always guide you to a place of love. What will you do? It's your choice. You decide.
Looking at the choices of the microphone I use, so. Sai Ram, everyone. I think the YAs need a much louder applause than that. YAs, you absorb what you saw today, because this is directly coming from their heart. YAs, you accept that they are here today, not the future of this organization. These are the YAs. These are real stories, and I'm sure, as I had tears in my eyes, even after reading the script multiple times and watching it multiple times, some of you also saw yourself in it. Think about it. It is very, very important for us to take this message home. That is our choice. It is our choice to take this message and make sure we get into a conversation that connects us. It is the gap that we have created. And only we can solve that gap. If not now, when? If not you, who? Once again, it is a choice we have to make. Thank you all. One more time, YAs. I do have some announcements, and if I had my choice, I would not do it today because I wanted everybody to just leave with the YA message. But I have to make the announcements, and I'm ready to take that consequences. Okay? For those staying back, the dinner is waiting for you, right? Dinner prasadam is next, and unison singing is going to be waiting for you back here at 8:30 p.m. Weather permitting, we will also have campfire. So we are looking at that. For those traveling back tonight, yes, you will also have dinner. Right? Luggage pickup is open. For people leaving this evening, certainly to ensure smooth process, make sure we do not crowd the roadways and the lanes here with cars. Let's help the Seva Dal to make sure they can help you so that you can move out. Kindly have your luggage and packed ready outside your cabins. And please hand your car keys